Hey. Welcome to ODP. You know we be keeping it real on the open door policy. It's your girl Jess.
And your girl Steph. So, later on today, we are going to be doing a new segment called Uber Therapy. But first, we want to introduce our man, DJ C-Riz. What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Are you chilling right now?
Thanks for doing this. Super excited to have you.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Never done something like this. I feel
You
like
haven't?
kind of awkward.
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually me on the other end.
Yeah.
I know, huh?
And now you're being interviewed.
Yeah.
So now it's like, what are they going to ask me?
And it's funny because the last time that I got interviewed, I was 18.
Wait, you got interviewed?
Yeah.
The last time someone interviewed you were 18?
Yeah.
And you are how old?
24. I'm about to be 25. So that was like 7 years ago. And for some reason in my head, like I was like, I want to see that interview again. And so I just recently saw it a couple days ago. So it's cool. And then I totally forgot about you guys until Steph reminded me. I had it in my calendar, but then, you know. And I was like, oh, and then it's like, wow, I'm here doing an interview. It's just cool.
Yeah, kind of nerve-wracking, but not really. Because it's us. It's
no,
for homies.
I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm chilling.
Dope.
I'm excited to see what you guys are asking.
Sick. So first of all, state your full name.
My government name?
Your government name.
Yeah.
Christian is my, my full name, no H. But I say it like that because, usually people say like Christian, and that's like, no, it's not Christian, no H. So Christian, Jose, Gonzalez, Solano.
Wow.
I'm Mexican. I got my mom's and my dad's last
Dang,
name.
your name's hella long.
Yeah, my ID is popping.
Yeah, I bet it is popping.
At the airport, they get mad because none of my names fit, so they always question like, why does your ID say more names than on your tickets? What are they dicks about it?
Like, is this really you type of thing?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Now, what do you go by? Like your nickname?
Chris, no H.
Okay.
And that's where my DJ name came, C-Riz.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Z is from, my last name Gonzalez is with the Z.
Mm.
You know how the Gonzalez is with an S at the
I didn't
end?
know that.
That's so cool.
So since mine is with a Z, I was like, hell yeah, I'll put the Z at the end because it's like,
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Chris Gonzalez and a C-Riz.
And then C-R-I-Z.
R-I-Z.
Sick.
So what do you do?
I'm a DJ. I work in a morning show over here at a radio station that you guys work at too. That's what we work at,
It's lit.
It's lit. I do mixes for them, and then we make beats. We make beats, little songs. Just recently, but we've been doing it for a while. But now, like a little bit more serious. Now, like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know what.
What exactly do you do for the show?
Just run the board, play sounds. Sometimes I get to give my opinion on stuff whenever I got an opinion on something that I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do the mixes for them in the mornings. And yeah.
Where are you from?
From Tecate.
Tecate. How far is that from here?
Born and raised.
From San
Probably for
Diego.
like a 45-minute drive.
Okay.
Like 30 miles away.
Not bad.
But it's a border town, so my house is literally like 100 yards from the border. It's cool.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I kick soccer balls over the border all the time.
Hey!
People get mad because we would lose them. We do it on purpose, we would lose them, but yeah. So I live really close to the U.S. I came to the U.S. with my family. My grandma lived over here in Lemon Grove, so when we used to live in Tecate, we would commute, for like Halloween, so we would come and like experience American things, They'll come for Halloween, and I was like, wow, like they giving out candy, we gotta dress up. Like you see it on TV, and then I would come and like experience it over here.
How old were you when you first started coming to the States?
I started coming to the States like when I was a little baby.
Oh, okay. And then you officially came
And then officially moved over in 2005.
when you were how old?
13.
13.
Our first day living in our house here in the U.S. Because we started school and we commuted back and forth for like about a month and a half. And our first day, like with our house, with like everything in there, was my 13th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So like it was like we
and
barely.
that's coming up next month. Your birthday.
Hell yeah. Labor Day, it's lit. It's coming up. We got a little party coming up.
So did you move to Lemon Grove as well, or just East County?
No. We moved to El Cajon.
Dope. Shout out to El Cajon.
Shout out to El Cajon. So had some ties and love for the Jack in the Box over there in Lemon Grove. That was my first Jack in the Box.
Of course.
Dude.
The one in Lemon Grove right there on Broadway, and then obviously driving by Little Darlings, shout out Little Darlings, and then obviously living in El Cajon. So that's like where I grew up, and that's where I kind of like started to like be a teenager and all that.
So when did music for you become a thing?
Music has been a thing for me since I can remember. When I was a little kid, my great grandma's brother, so like my great grand uncle, he used to pay me like $1 or $2, $1, $5 for me to sing Ricky Martin songs. So when I was a little kid, like a little toddler, I was singing Ricky Martin songs.
Like a vending machine
Stop.
of Ricky Martin.
So he was giving like $1, $5.
And you would sing them.
And I would just cash out.
Record player right
Yeah.
here. Yo.
Because my
How old
mom,
were you?
like a little kid.
Yeah.
So you can remember like 3.
Yeah, maybe from like 3 to like 5 or 7 or something like that.
One?
As a little toddler.
No, I'm kidding. 3 to 5, like 20.
I still sing Ricky Martin every once in a while.
Every Christmas.
No.
Feliz Navidad.
I don't always get paid, but yeah.
Dude, nice.
But yeah, so as a kid, I grew up, surrounded by music. My dad's family is very musically inclined, so from my grandpa, he used to play like in a mariachi band, kind of like that. And then my dad used to sing at the church, so my dad had the pipes. And then I kind of got something like that. So as a kid, I went from singing to playing the piano to then playing the guitar, and then from there, kind of everything, kind of kept going on and on and on.
Yeah.
The evolution.
So when did like DJ C-Riz happen? Like being on the turntables, did you have someone that taught you or
What like
No.
moved you in that direction?
exactly?
When by the time I moved to the U.S., that's when I had a band with my boy Fabian. So I moved over here when I was 13. Me and my boy Fabian had just started jamming. He used to play the bass, and I just used to play the guitar. It was my best friend growing up, so we used to just fucking play like every time we would hang out. All we would do was jam. Like we went from playing video games to just playing fucking music. So when I moved to the U.S., it was harder for us to just keep on jamming, because I wanted to cross down a lot. So he started his own little band with his friends, and then I just started doing my thing. My buddy Gongi, he's like, hey man, stay on your music shit. He gave me a flash drive with a cracked version of Fruity Loops. And Fruity Loops is like a little software on the computer that you can make music.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
And then it also came with like a free, it's called Decadence and virtual DJ sample. So like in that little flash drive, I had a couple of things that he gave to me. So I started like making techno, but that was the easiest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning,
In your room.
So I'm like, make my laptop plug into a boombox, and it's just like, so I started like making like techno beats.
Yeah.
I went from playing the guitar because I was super into like Blink-182 and Green Day songs. We would just cover songs. So
Yeah.
we would just do that for fun. So I went from doing that into getting like into like techno, and listening to a lot of DJ Tiesto when I came to the US. Cause I was by myself, so I guess I got into it. Oh, because I was a runner, that's why. I was running a lot.
Oh, cool.
So I got into techno. I remember I heard Sandstorm, and a buddy hooked me up with like a CD. So they do like, give me some more techno, and then from there I heard it, and I started making it. Or like, making those like little techno beats.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward like 2 years after me messing with Fruity Loops, this is like, it's like the first summer of high school. So going from freshman year to sophomore year, that's when I made like my first song. And I was like, Gongi's Orgasm. It was like a tribute to my buddy Gongi, who gave me the Fruit Loops thing, So I was like, yeah, this Gongi's Orgasm, because I was just a teenager, and it's just like just crazy, nothing special. But from there, that was like the first little song that I did, and then making more little techno songs to the point that like whenever I would have kickbacks in my house, I would always have my laptop, and I was just playing. I was like, hey, what do you guys think?
Wow.
So I was just playing my homies, we were just playing beer pong,
Kicking it.
kicking it in my backyard. Cause my house luckily was like the hub. We would always be kicking it at my pad. So the homies were always listening to all my little stuff. And then junior year, going into senior year, that summer, a buddy of mine was like, on one of my kickbacks, like, hey man, I'm about to have a fat ass 4th of July party, like come through and DJ. I was like, DJ, like what do you mean? So yeah, it's just, come just bring your stuff. It was literally my laptop and my boombox. Yeah, and he's like, come and just play music at the party. So I was like, all right, so I did it. So that was my first party. That was like my first gig. He just paid me in beers, and I needed it because I was like so nervous,
And you were how old?
Nah, like 16.
Oh, cool.
Like 16, 16 going on 17.
Yeah, kidding? Awesome.
Yeah, because I'm a late bloom to my birthday's in September, so I'm this, it's just age is nothing, but.
No, right.
But, so I did my first party into my high school. Was like a super party high school. So then I got
Shout out to what high school?
Steel Canyon.
Steel Canyon!
We partied in fucking Hamul, Spring Valley, El Cajon,
you guys, East Countyers, man. You guys go hard.
We got to throw some epic fucking parties.
I heard of y'all back in the day when I'm from Southside, so real quick, sorry. It's just like whenever we play football against you guys, you guys are always lit.
No,
that's all.
We just like party, so we just had a really cool crowd, and there's a lot of different like ethnicities at the high school, which is really cool because when I would play at these parties, I would play everything.
Mhm.
You know, mostly hip hop, obviously, but then I would also cut loose and be able to play like most of the song, you know, like techno stuff. And by then, that's when I was like coming up and doing all those mashups that I was really into.
Yeah.
You know, that's when like David Guetta had just dropped, you know,
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, no, with a Sexy Bitch with Akon.
Yes.
So like that kind of
Yes.
was coming up, and just to give you an idea of like where music was when I kind of started DJing.
Oh
you
my,
know?
those were legendary times. I remember
Yeah.
that in high school too,
Yeah.
and that was definitely one
No,
of
that's like when it started.
because it
With
wasn't
the
techno.
Akon era, TK.
But it was cool.
It was
That's
Akon,
why-
and then
yeah.
TK, and then Lil Wayne, you know, so we
Yeah.
kind of rode that path like that.
How sick. So now that we heard you like going from all these genres of music, right? From like being rock influenced, and then you doing techno, and then hip hop, like how does that, I don't know what am I
How does that all tie in together? Because like in conversations that we've had, like any references that you make are just from a wide span of like genre
Yeah,
and
we've
time.
noticed that about you.
You know,
That you're so like
that you're just aware of so many different
all
types
types
of
of
music.
music.
You know?
You are.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how does that, like, did that affect your most recent project that you've released, and like how do you try to
Definitely.
work all that into one?
And with your
Definitely.
cultural from like coming from Tecate
Yeah,
and then here to East County in
Yeah.
San Diego, like that I feel like we can feel that from you too.
Yeah, because I mean, growing up, I grew up listening to like classic rock, like the Eagles, Journey.
Why?
Because my dad, that's what my dad
Of
would
course,
like.
Okay.
parents and
Yeah, so my dad, you know, whenever I would
choice.
hang out with him, he would always have like that kind
Okay.
of classic rock going on. And so I grew up listening into that. Queen was like my first favorite band.
That's sick.
And I, you know, up until like, you know, 6th to like 7th grade, I was like, hey, why don't they have any more music? And that's when I found out that, you know, Freddie Mercury had died, so I was like, fuck.
No.
You know?
Shit.
That's
But that was like my first favorite band, and then right after that, I got into Daft Punk.
Dope.
So Daft Punk was kind of like where I got my first taste of like EDM. You know,
Mhm.
late night on fucking Nickelodeon. I saw you know, like one of the music videos.
Of
yeah.
course.
One More Time, I think it was. Or Harder Better Faster. I think it was
Yeah.
One More Time because it was a cartoon. You know,
Yeah.
super late at night.
So remember that.
Yeah, Cartoon Network. So that's how I got into them growing up. So I was into both of those things, and then hip hop. That's when I started DJing because I wasn't really into hip hop like that. I didn't know hip hop in Mexico. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to that.
Yeah.
I just listened to rock and Mexican rock. That's all I listened to.
Oh shit.
So and I was like, Drake was like one of the first artists that like,
course.
I heard. Lil Wayne, Juvenile, a lot of Little John, like super like OTI, Jeezy. So I was on like all that like super dirty trap, all that kind of stuff. It was cool. It was cool. And now looking back, like damn, like what the fuck, you know?
Everything.
How did I really hear about all this fucking music at
Yeah.
the same time?
But I think that's what's dope about you.
Because it wasn't on the radio. That's what too.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Radio came out.
Yeah, but I think that's what's dope about you is that you can come from like a wide generation of different genres of music and come together and make this mixtape that you have out and just blow different types of loves of music that you have. And that's why I think that other artists should be inspired by too.
Yeah.
It's like not just what's going on today,
Yeah.
so like what has made you, what has brought you here.
And where like did you come from? And I've heard you mention before how like you make a point to like include kind of like
Yes.
Mexican horns and like
Yeah.
all into your either just like
The
sound
heritage, you know.
and like
You
yeah.
gotta be proud of it.
Yeah.
And like with hip hop has always done a tribute to like your roots and stuff. If you go back to like original hip hop used to sample like records that like Dr. Dre would like grew up listening to because of his mom, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like with hip hop, you know, paying tribute to like all the heritage that we got from, you know, whether it's San Diego or like my roots down in Mexico, like it's so important, especially for hip hop, because it's so influenced by everything from soul to jazz, you know, to rock and roll. Like, you know, you hear hip hop and it's got everything in it. So
Everything in it,
as long as it's got some fucking badass drums and then a dope fucking riff, like that shit gonna rock. It's just energy, it's vibe.
Yeah.
I love hip hop.
So tell us about your most recent project.
So this project, it started to come out like a little bit more serious than I thought it was gonna be. I wanted it to be like at first just a little simple mixtape. I never really put together a whole bunch of original beats. I never really finished the beats when I made my stuff. It was just like little sounds.
Yeah.
And I think as far as like, you know, being a DJ first and then more not like, you know, being like
Now you
Go-
produce music.
well,
like,
yeah, you know, but I'm saying like going from, because I took a break from producing because I started like super fucking with DJing.
yeah.
Like
And
turntables.
Yeah, because so it's like two different crafts that I was like kind of trying to work on at the same time, but I was not smart enough yet to like really understand the program and everything, so I get really frustrated.
Program for
Mixing music.
making the music.
And making
yeah.
beats.
Yeah.
So I was in college, taking classes, learning all the industry stuff, the business, and at the same time the production side. I was taking music theory classes just to like know as much of the stuff as I can. That way, we make this music right. But DJing helped me so much because as when I'm DJing, I'm paying attention to like, oh, okay, so that's how this song is, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, like that's how the structure. So I learned the structures from playing because I DJ everything. So I pay attention to how the structure of a rock and roll song compared to a reggae one, compared to a hip hop one. So now that I'm going back and making music, it's like all the music that I listened to and that I played, now I'm capable enough to do it.
Yeah.
And that was like my anxiety before. I was like, damn, like I got this dope idea, but then I would think, and I was like, well, how am I gonna do that? You know? So now it's like hell yeah, I finally graduated.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I feel like I graduated from like this like music journey that I've been like going through. I feel like I was like, C-Riz, you gotta cross the seas and play a song from every fucking country before you can even make your first song. So like this mixtape came out so dope because I think I put like a lot of my juice and soul in there.
Yeah.
That like in every track, like it's gonna have something like really like different, and it's gonna be a little more than just like a throwaway like mixtape of a CD.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, I want it to be like a classic.
Yeah.
So I hope that's how it is.
And you feature artists on like each track or like most of them on
Yeah.
mixtape?
So far, I got an artist in every track except for one. I think just that one is gonna let it be an instrumental. That first one, it just had to be like 60-40, so 60% instrumentals because I just want to make some vibes,
Yeah.
and then like 40% just features. But then my boy Amir, one of my big homies,
Yeah.
and he's always like putting me up on game on stuff. He's like, man, like you put in like so much work into it, like this shit is special, like you should feature some artists from San Diego and like showcase them. We got the spotlight in the city right now, like let's help it shine on the right people.
That's why we're doing our show.
Exactly.
So I was like, I totally agree with that because I was already planning on doing that, and I was like, dude, I'm a DJ, so this is like my way of like doing like what a DJ does. I'm on the radio, so like that's my platform. Like like people are gonna be paying attention to what I say, like as far as like music, and hopefully I'm able to influence them like that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like guess what? Boom, I make beats too, and then guess what? Then I can rock the club with you after. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
like, I was like, if I'm gonna be a DJ, let's do the whole DJ thing, and not just play at the clubs. It's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not.
I need more shit to do.
Yeah.
And you're on the radio. That's dope.
Yeah.
What's it called? Mixtape.
Mixtape? It's called Ocean Grown, OG.
And you've released like a couple of tracks?
I haven't released anything yet officially, but I played a couple songs out at a few places, but I haven't posted anything online. Nothing's been available for download or nothing.
Okay. So when is that happening?
Well, that's the thing. Like putting this mixtape together, this is my first time going through the process. So like now it's like okay, like I got my boy the mastering for me, and that's a process. And he's on top of that, he's all backed up with work. Just kind of like I'm literally like 85% done, and then after that it's ready to go. So hopefully by like September it's ready to go.
What I'd say is your birthday.
Yeah, probably Labor Day.
Super sick.
That's what I was thinking.
His...
We need some time to master this stuff. I wanted it to sound good.
It's
Yeah.
in what,
We
like
wanna take our
exactly a month, bro?
Oh hell yeah.
There we go. There's your goal right there.
Cool, yeah. So hopefully by Labor Day we release that.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, I'm so stoked.
I'm so excited for you. Do you want to listen to the track now? Or do you want to wait till
Yeah,
after?
play something.
You want to play something now? Okay. Cool.
So this actually features our homie Ben, who we had on the show last week.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the intro to the project right here.
This is the intro to the project?
Yeah.
Give us a little taste about the song.
This I ripped it off. This was cool. This is the first time I did this. I go to Goodwill's. This is a secret right here, so don't tell anyone. I go to Goodwill's and I raid their crates. They have a whole bunch of record stacks, and it's just dirty for record stacks. You gotta get down there to like really go through them. So I just go through them, and then I just saw this dope ass fucking Mexico fucking trumpet shit like artwork. So I was like, hell yeah, that's something like I could fuck with.
Yeah.
So I took it, then I took it home, and I had just gotten my brand new technique. So I was like, this is like the best turntables you can get in the world. I was like, I gotta do something special, and I was like, oh shit, let me play this record, see what it is. Plug everything in, and then listening to the first track. His name is Granada, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like this shit is dope.
Yeah.
I keep hearing through it, and I was like, and then I got like an idea. It's like, okay, I gotta put this in the computer, chop
And
it
so
up.
you dumped it into the computer.
Yeah. So I put it in the computer, chopped it up,
That's
and then
sick.
this came out of there. And the homie Benny, I just gave it to him, and literally in 12 hours he hit me back with the verse. It was awesome.
That's dope. And what's it called?
Granada.
Granada.
Like a grenade.
Take a
When
check.
it hits you, it's like pop.
Just give me a sec as iTunes pulls up. Sorry, I was not prepared for this.
It's just pop, pop, pop.
Oh, it's in it, huh?
Oh no, that's the one.
Dang.
Oh, this is the one.
Sorry.
This is the one with the homie Peasy.
Yeah. Do you want to play it off your phone for
Yeah.
now? And then we'll just edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just edit it.
Yeah.
So we can just hear it. So it's called. Oh, come on. Let's do that for now. Hey, chill, fam.
Oh, here it
Let's
is.
play Frankie J.
Hey.
Must bring out Frankie J.
So like this is how that song
It's
starts.
it's already so lit, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like I heard of it, yo, like this is epic. Like this is the perfect intro. Just to like show them like what's up, you know?
Mexican Star Wars happening right now.
Exactly. Like Mexican Star Wars is exactly what it sounds like.
Ready for takeoff.
Oh, it's Bud Lightyear.
Have you heard this? Have you heard Jen's verse yet? This part is sick, dude. It's so sick.
Oh,
Dude,
that's it,
Keep
huh?
going. No. Well, keep that.
Does it keep going? It's just because of the lock.
No, he keeps going. Like, okay.
Here it is.
Oh, God.
I'll rewind it a little bit. Oh!
And you get up late.
So killed it.
Dude, are you kidding?
What the-
Are you kidding?
And then from there it continues.
Like,
The
okay.
intro's cool. The intro's cool as fuck.
So, first of all, like,
Yeah.
no, the horns are just like the sickest thing on the planet. And then Ben has never sounded like, because the beat is so like sick and it has so much fucking swag and it goes so hard, it rocks, like, you know. So I feel like that vibe influenced him, and he's never sounded so like ill before, like, you know what I mean? He sounded like
It gave a little cockiness.
it gave so cocky.
I'm a little nervous because he might get cocky.
No,
No, that's good. That's good.
it sounded so sick.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
nervous for him.
That's what I
That's
told
a
him.
dope ass track.
Yeah.
And he cut the vibe perfectly because I didn't even have to tell him, but I've been telling everybody, like, this track is the only track of the project that's gonna be Bragadocious, or whatever that word is.
You and that word,
and-
define what that means to Jessica.
Like the only one we're just like not saying like we're the shit, but it's like we're at the top, like we're going to the top, and
Yeah.
we're not gonna stop, like, you know, like we're coming up.
yeah, and that's what opens. Like, this is the first
And
song,
this is
right?
the first song you're gonna hear after the project. It's just like
Kick it off.
Granada, it's like a grenade. It's just like we're coming in, like
Yeah.
the bomb squad, like what's up?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dope. Cool, man. I'm super excited for your new project. I'm gonna turn it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to talk about like experiences we've
Cool.
had with you,
Cool.
like me to you and then just to you.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I'll start. If that's cool. Okay, so I remember I met you at the Del Mar Fair. I know you don't remember this. You even told me.
Yeah.
We
don't
all
really-
know each other though. We all
Okay,
know
yeah.
each other
Sorry, we should
because-
rewind.
Yeah, so we're all friends and we've all known each other for a long time because we all work at the same radio station.
Right, and we all worked in promotions together.
Yeah.
Before I was in promotions, I interned, and I didn't know anyone. I interned by myself, and I didn't know anyone in the building except who I interned for, right?
Yeah.
And so, intern was over because it's all during like a school program, right? It was during the summer, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I kind of liked interning, didn't know where I wanted to go, and I was at the Del Mar Fair with my boyfriend. And I see the tent that I interned for, the station. I'm like, what the? Let me see what's up. I'm just like, yo, who's working right now? So I see you, and I don't remember if you guys remember Chelsea.
Yeah, I remember Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah. No offense to her, but it was just funny.
But
Anyway, it was you and Chelsea, and
I didn't say anything.
anyways, I introduced myself.
yeah.
Shake my hand. Yo, I interned for the morning show guy. C-Riz looks at me. The first thing he says, no, you didn't.
What
I
the?
was like, yeah, I did. He goes, well, how did he test me? He was kind of like, what's his real name? 'Cause they have his radio names.
Rude.
They have radio names, right? Of course. And I said his real name, his first name. He goes, oh shit, cool. What's up? Like, I was like, hey, you guys hiring? He goes, yeah, contact Sherry, and then last
Hell
name.
yeah.
Oh, for real?
And that's all he said to me. He didn't give me an email. He didn't give me like, this is where we at, you know? So I was just like, whatever, I'll look up that name.
Oh, I didn't give you the
You
information?
gave me no information, bro.
Oh, shit.
Like, I was just like, whatever, at least I got a,
Oh, no
like,
way.
the in, kinda, not really.
Yeah.
Because I kind of even forgot your
Oh,
name.
damn.
I kind of even forgot your name when, like, did you get referred by anybody?
It's because we were at the fair, huh? It was probably annoying as fuck.
Yeah, no, hella mad. It's a lot
Yeah, my
of
bad,
thing.
Steph.
It's the
Dude, no,
worst.
that's all
At
good.
least they give it a real name.
Yeah, and that's,
I'm glad
Throwing
you got it.
shade years later.
Yeah, it's
bringing
funny.
it up.
yeah.
Hey, no, but then the irony though is that she worked her first event in promotion with me, right?
Yeah, so then a month
Hell yeah.
later, I finally became like trained, was my first event.
Yeah.
And mine, this event is Comic-Con, broadcasting live,
3:30 a.m. meet time.
3:30
No.
time, like, bro.
You don't even sleep.
No, you
Yeah.
can't even, and I'm tired,
It's like an
right?
hour that day.
And so my first event happens, and how do I end up with C-Riz? I don't know, destiny or something.
And-
I'm like, this fool who didn't even give me information on how to get hired. I'm working my first event with him and B, shout out to B, Uncle B. Anyway,
Aw.
so Uncle B and C-Riz, it was hard to like really read because I didn't know. Obviously, it's your first day.
Well,
It's
also
early as
they're
fuck.
opposite as fuck.
And then we rode two vans. C-Riz drove one, Uncle B drove the other. And I was like,
Who
he's
did
like,
you ride with? The
me.
brown one.
No, I did with B.
Oh.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool. And then I was just like, in the
sick.
and then I was just like, still trying to read him.
Yeah, because
Anyway, as the morning goes, it's a really long day, blah blah blah. It's like 8 a.m. No, before the broadcast had started, huh? Like 5 a.m. We're in an elevator. We're already 2 hours in or so. We're bringing a lot of shit in. We're in the elevator, just us three. He goes, since you interned for, the station, we're gonna drink. And I was like,
oh my god.
what? We got some Irish coffees. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm glad we ain't in promo no more because we get fired right
That was
now.
epic.
And so I was scared, honestly, and I drank a drink, but I was so tired that it even hit me.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. Like
I was so
I look
juiced.
back at
I
that.
was so
No, you
juiced.
guys got
This
so
was
You guys
so
got
lit.
I drank so much, I drank too much coffee.
And
I
then,
was shaking and drunk.
and so imagine like 10 a.m. It's 5 hours later. The broadcast is over. This fool all over his honey
Wasted.
at the pool. We
Ah.
broadcasted right by the pool.
It was awesome.
And I was like, does this happen often where like a street teamer and like a jogger just like kind of like all over each other? Because I was like, is this how my events are gonna go?
Not gonna lie,
I mean-
not gonna lie, that Thursday I counted as like my favorite day of my life.
And I was there to witness it,
It was
so
fucking awesome.
that was the day, man. And that was my experience with you, and I want to share.
That was dope. That was fucking dope.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know.
And this is before I even met Jessica.
Before
How
Jess
crazy.
got in, huh?
Yeah. No,
No.
Jessica was in already, but I didn't even meet her yet. Because it was
Yeah.
my first event, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't meet
So
everyone yet.
poppin'.
Dude.
Yeah.
Thursday was so
Anyway.
epic.
Alright, so I think for me, because I have a question about this, and I don't have a story, but more so like my experience and like what I've noticed about you as a person. And like Steph and I were talking about it earlier too, where it's like you, and even anyone can even tell like from what we've talked about so far, is like when you're interested in something or you want to do something, like you do anything and everything to be like the possible best version of yourself at whatever that task is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking crazy because like I've never met anyone as motivated and like determined as you.
And hardworking.
And like that's just from like any events we've had together, like any sort of situation, like never like even hesitating to like take charge, to like be a leader
And be positive.
and be positive as fuck through anything that you do, and then have everyone's back, you know. And I think it's like that
crazy.
You have showcased all of those like
qualities
about yourself, like in your career, which is why you're like 24 years old
and dope as fuck.
Basically like assistant producer to like the #1 show and radio show, morning show of San Diego, you know, on top of like making music. And I'm just like, what is it? Is there a person or a situation or a thing that has like made you make that decision to like, this is how I'm gonna live my life?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that for you?
My buddy Fabian, you know, who I grew up, you know, as my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away when we were 18. That was my best friend.
Yeah.
And you know, that's like pretty much like that was like the first person that like I
You
jammed
play
with.
music with. You guys have
You
a
know,
band
so,
and
and
stuff.
on top of that, he was like my best friend for forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he died in a just a freak fucking car accident on his way to school one day. And you know, that was when I was fresh 18. That's when I had 2 weeks after my birthday. So like that thing from there on, that's when I was like I'm not just doing it for me, like I'm doing it for him too. Because like we always wanted to make it big, you know. We always wanted to like have a band, and you know, he was gonna be the bass player in the band and stuff. And, you know, like, you know, he's with me, you know, like I you know, it's so that's like, you know, extra motivation, not just for me and for him, you know. Also, of course, for my family, for like everyone,
Yeah.
and for like all the artists that are like involved with, and for the city, of course. But like, you know, just that I think that like that extra kick, that's like when I'm like tired or I'm like I can just go kick it with the homies, like nah, like you can still stay in the studio and like keep working, or go make some money instead of going out, or you know, stuff like that. So like ever since that happened, that's when I was like I gotta, you know.
And there are a lot of times where you feel him like with you, or are there certain times where you know, like, or a certain place where you know his presence is definitely there?
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever I lay down the bass lines to the songs, you know, I think about him, you know, because I would never play the bass. And like when I first started playing bass lines, especially on this project too, even as a DJ, I kind of struggled.
Yeah.
Because I would just listen to the boom, bop, bop,
Yeah,
you know,
of course,
and
the
all that
hi-hats.
stuff. But like the bass lines, I never really like paid attention to them because I never, you know, pay attention to them. You know, even though that's like the rhythm of the song, like I don't know why, but I just didn't know anything about bass lines.
Yeah.
So like in my head,
It's like the main part of the song.
yeah,
Like, all for me, like that's
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like in my head, a couple months ago, like when I first started the project, like I did a little prayer to him, I was like, hey man, like can you show me how to play the bass real quick, you know? And then like
He's like,
so then like that's when my bass line is fucking on all this whole project, they're gonna slap.
Fire.
They're gonna sound nice, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's the shit. I love you.
I was like trying to hold in tears,
Dude,
right?
thank you for talking to us and sharing everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we need for this show, is like why we're called Open Door Policy.
Yeah.
Is that
Hope it wasn't too long.
to feel like this is a safe place for artists to express how they make their art, and it's sometimes through traumatic or very life-changing situations. And
Yeah.
you know, I think that's also where we want to like take the next step for artists and being local in San Diego.
Especially like
You
having
know?
someone like you that's not only
Mhm.
like from San Diego and doing it for your city, but also including other artists from your city
Yeah.
and trying to do that as a team. And like that's what we're all trying to do.
And that's my job as a DJ. Like the job of a DJ, like you look at DJ like Fun Master Flex from like New York, like he puts on artists. He puts on you know, he's a DJ on the radio. I don't know if he makes beats or you know, like DJ Premier. You know, like that's the job of a DJ, is to put on the talent. You just make the beats. You need MCs.
Exactly.
And we got a whole bunch and a whole bunch of dope ones here in the city. So
We do.
that's when like as this project's been going on, more and more people have been linking up with me and stuff, you know, throughout the event. So I'm like, dude, like I'm already thinking of project number 2. I'm already thinking of project number 3. Like I'm super pumped, and I'm just glad that like, you know, we got a little movement going on in the city right now, but the spotlight's with us. Like we're gonna ride that bitch.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna do some work.
Cool. So One more time, remind us of what's coming up and then where people can reach you.
Hopefully we drop OG, Ocean Grown, Labor Day weekend. So hopefully that'd be cool. And then you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at DJ C_RIZ with a Z at the end like so.
Follow him.
Hey, thanks, man.
I love
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Oh, that was great.
That's cool.
More pictures or not?
Yeah, I will ask one of the boys to take a picture of us.
I got hella cotton mouth.
Yo, say.
Dios mío.
Yeah, dude, it's lit.
How long is that?
I have no idea. Kev. I think we could check on the laptop.
What do you think so far?
That's cool.
Show?
That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys did good.
Yeah, we did good?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We just
Yeah,
wanted
alright.
to see how long it was.